Hello Internet, my name is Christopher and this is my unboxing video for the Xbox 360 HD DVD drive. Now, I'm doing this video in July of 2017, which is a little odd considering this product was originally released in, I think it was September or October of 2006. And it's a product that has long since been discontinued and is no longer available and hasn't been available on shelves for nearly a decade now. Why am I doing this video? I just thought it would be a nice little curiosity for collectors or people who are just curious about the product overall, because I imagine all of the unboxing videos that for this, if there are any, would be from way back when. I acquired this recently from a person on a local classified ad for $10 Canadian. And when I got home with it, I was surprised to see that it actually hadn't been opened before. So someone has been holding on to this for at least a decade now and never opened it, never used it in any way. I have owned one of these in the past, so I am pretty familiar with them and how they work. This I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to actually use this one for anything, because, I mean, what's the point, really? Anyway, so for those who don't know, back in the mid-aughts, 2006, 2007 era-ish, there was a HD format war going on. It was between Blu-ray discs and HD DVDs. Now, HD DVDs were developed, I believe, partially by Toshiba, who were one of the pioneers of the original DVD format, and Blu-ray was developed partially by Sony. So they came out around the same time. I think the discs started appearing on store shelves in early to mid 2006, but the players didn't actually hit the market until late in 2006. So at the time, there were the two formats were competing with one another. So you would go into stores and half of their HD section would be devoted to HD DVD, the other half Blu-ray discs. They were pretty easy to tell apart because while they both had cases that were shaped similarly, they were both translucent. They were both the same size. HD DVD discs were a dark red burgundy color, whereas Blu-ray discs, as we all know, are generally blue, hence the name. So it was a really interesting time because some studios had opted, like most studios opted to release movies on both formats, but some studios, however, most notably, I believe Paramount and Warner Brothers, had opted to exclusively distribute on HD DVD. But some retailers and video rental places like Blockbuster, for instance, were only eventually opted to only stock Blu-rays, which I think was kind of one of the final nails in the coffin for the format. In addition to that, as we all know, the PlayStation 3 had a Blu-ray drive built right into it in every single model. Microsoft had opted to support HD DVD as a format as opposed to Blu-ray, but the Xbox 360 was released about a year before the HD DVD format became commercially available. So it wasn't really an option for the Xbox to have a built-in HD DVD drive unless they had released a hardware revision at some point down the road. But instead of doing that, Microsoft opted to just release this standalone drive, which was probably the right way to go, because I feel like if they had released a system, an Xbox 360 that had an HD DVD drive built into it, it would have created some market confusion. You know, which systems have a DVD drive and which systems have a HD DVD drive. Anyway, doesn't matter. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna get started here, and first thing I want to point out is the box. If you look at the printing on the box, it's very consistent with how the boxes for all other Xbox 360 products looked. They all had these kind of like green swirls on them, and the boxes generally were white with black and green lettering. So even beyond the form, what this is, like what this piece of tech is, even beyond that, like even the look of the packaging is very of its time. So here we have the contents, which is the HD DVD player and a universal media remote. All of these drives came with one of those, so I mean the remotes themselves, on their own, were about like $25. So I mean, it was a nice little bonus, especially since these things originally retailed for $199 US. And the original model of Xbox 360. Alright, we're going to open this up now. I got to apologize for some of my silence and pauses. This is actually the third time I've tried to record this video, but I've been marred with some technical issues. So, trying to remember and restate everything I've said is a little bit of a pain. Alright, here we are. Comes with King Kong. I believe, from what I've seen in stores in the past, and even at things like yard sales and stuff like that, most of the version of this that everyone has includes King Kong, but I believe some models included a different movie or included more movies in addition to King Kong. The look and sound of Perfect. Not necessarily fitting for what is, in my opinion, a pretty crappy movie. That's what an HD DVD disc looks like, if anyone's curious. It's not working out very well. Yeah. They don't have the like kind of rounded smooth edge that Blu-ray discs do. Get rid of that. An install disc, which if you have your Xbox 360 connected to the internet, you don't really need this. As I mentioned earlier in the video, or I may not have, it could have been in one of my previous videos, my previous attempts at making this video, but I have owned one of these before, so I'm pretty familiar with them. Instruction manual, remember those? Nothing ever comes with them anymore. Here's the drive itself. Pull this out of here. So yeah, like I said, completely unopened, never used. Because I'm not entirely sure yet what I'm going to do with this exactly, I'm not going to be removing this from the plastic, just because I kind of want to preserve it a little bit until I decide whether I actually want to use this thing or just keep it for collector purposes. The aforementioned Xbox 360 media remote even includes 2 AA batteries. I kind of wonder if these actually work or not. Would they work after a decade of just sitting? Probably not. What is this? This is... it's some kind of cable. Yes. This is the USB cable to connect the drive to the system. Need a power cord. And yes, this thing has its own power brick. Amazing, isn't it? Microsoft loves their power bricks. It's like synonymous with the Xbox at this point. Yeah, anyway, so here it all is. Let's lay it all out on the table here. Let's take a look at the back. It has 2 USB ports on the back. And you could hook, if this is connected to an Xbox 360, you can connect things like a controller cable for charging, or the Wi-Fi, the Xbox 360 Wi-Fi adapter, because for those who don't remember or don't know, the original Xbox 360 did not have built-in Wi-Fi. You had to buy a $100 adapter. At least it was $100 in Canada. It might have been cheaper in the States. I'm not sure. The back of this here actually has an area. You can kind of see it right here. These holes are to clamp the Xbox 360 wireless adapter into. So you could connect it to the drive and plug it into the system. I did have one of these years ago connected to an original model Xbox 360, and because of the design of it, it actually sat very well on top of the system. It's pictured on the side of the box, standing up along with the 360 like that, but I always found it worked better lying on top. I don't know if that would increase anybody's chances of the red ring of death. Not sure. Surprisingly enough, never had an Xbox red ring on me, so who knows? Who's to say? Anyway, I think that about does it. I don't really have much more to say about this thing. Thanks for checking out my video, and don't forget to like and leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel for, just sporadic shit that I upload. Sometimes I do movie reviews, sometimes I do stuff like this, sometimes it's concert footage, yada yada yada. Anyway, see you later, noobs.